So glad to have you join us on the program. Now, the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress has adopted direct primaries for the party's governorship shadow election slated for February 17, that's next month. It also shut down zoning in its search for a candidate. The decision was reached on Monday night at an extended Edo State stakeholders meeting with the NWC on the forthcoming governorship election in the state at the APC National Secretariat in Abuja. APC Deputy National Publicity Secretary Duru Meseko at a briefing said all the 29 governorship aspirants were urged to devise a method to agree on some form of consensus to trim the number of aspirants down to one person. This comes on the heels of Senator Adams Oshiomhole's disclosure of the party's resolve to reclaim the state from the ruling People's Democratic Party in the September 21 governorship election. Well, APC governorship aspirant and House of Representatives member representing Esako Federal Constituency, Anamero Dekeri, is one of those who have stressed the need to abolish rotational politics in Edo State, and he joins me now. Thank you so much, Honorable, for joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Sambo. Very good evening. Yeah,
and you've been having this overnight meeting of all Edo State APC stakeholders, and one of the things that the party decided upon is what you had called upon earlier on, that the issue of zoning should be jettisoned. Now, the APC National Secretariat says they quite agree with those kind of postulations, and there will be no zoning in the party primary that will be holding next month. How does that make you feel?
Thank you very much. It goes to show that our party, the All Progressives Congress, the leadership is sensitive, and we are on the same page with the aspirants. What is paramount on our mind now, we have the election, and we are out to win the election. That is what is paramount. I think that is how it is for now.
All right. And some of the decisions taken is that there will be direct primary election, and then aspirants are being encouraged to actually reach a consensus. I mean, there are about 29 of you at the moment. How was that received by aspirants like yourself?
It is a welcome development. You agree with me that the elections we are going into is likely going to be keenly contested. The ruling party at the state level, the PDP, they are not leaving any stone unturned. And as a party determined to win the Edo State gubernatorial election, the APC, I think they only did what is necessary, that will put us on the path of progress to reclaim the state from the grips of PDP. So I think it's a welcome development. All the aspirants were in agreement with the decision, and it's only logical. So for us to look at possibilities, this is not the time where it's practically impossible for all of us to win, as we are all running for one single position, the governorship of the governor of the state. I think what the party is doing is in the right direction, and the understanding of the candidates too. I must also commend every candidate aspiring to lead the state. Thank you.
Yeah, and one of the most difficult things to do is to ask aspirants to actually settle down for one candidate. How can that be? Because I mean, Senator Adams Oshiomhole was at that meeting, and people are sort of looking up to him to supposedly provide some sort of direction. Aren't there fears also that he may settle for someone that may not be accepted by other aspirants, or some aspirants may not go with that decision of consensus?
Well, thank you so much. Our leader, Senator Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, is a Democrat, and is quite familiar with the political terrains. And I think he's also sorting out what is happening at the state level. I believe, just like you said, narrowing that to a particular candidate at this point might be a bit challenging. However, the process is on. I think a committee was set up to screen the candidates, which they have. I'm sure they have rounded off the screening. not to a particular candidate, at least to narrow down the number to a manageable number, at least for now.
Okay.
That is what they are doing.
So not directly to one candidate, but just to a few aspirants from where the party may likely choose a consensus candidate.
Yeah, that is what I think it is for now. Thank you. Yeah.
And now talk to us about this zoning issue that has just refused to go away. You are saying that zoning breeds incompetence. As a member of the House of Representatives from the community you come from in Esako, of course you would have seen that communities too have adopted that model where they say, okay, for this side of the constituency, you go this time around, next time this other side will go. And it's been replicated at the state level, at local government level, House of Reps level, even to the senatorial and governorship level. Do you think it's just very easy to push that decision aside?
Thank you very much, Mr. Sambo. I am not saying it should be totally jettisoned. What I mean, for a state like ours, Edo State, as it is today, APC is not the ruling party at the state, it's not the leading party at the state. You find out that the best of the state is where our leader, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, left it. What we expected, but now Edo State is supposed to have a blueprint, a developmental blueprint, where successive administration will be building upon. From where it stopped to where we are now, there is totally a disconnect. The government of the day has nothing to do with the architecture that was introduced by the Comrade Adams Oshiomhole.
Yeah, but Oshiomhole brought the same Godwin Obaseki through the APC before he decided to defect to the PDP.
He brought him through the APC. Maybe because of Adams Oshiomhole is not God. He may not know the content of a man's mind from the facial appearance. When he rose to power, Obaseki has shown Edo people his true nature. He has totally deviated from the developmental plans of the state, pursuing his selfish programs or agenda. So, for me, at this time, for us to be talking about zoning, first, we need to rescue the state. On the strength of the rescue the state, we now look at how we can breed generation of leaders. This generation can be built, these leaders can be built across the three senatorial districts. Even if zoning is something we'll continue with, we know that we have many options. We have people across the state capable, competent, and ready to take the state to the next level in line with the state blueprint. But as it is today, if we continue with the zoning, if we continue to advocate zoning without a plan on the table, without a blueprint on the table, it's like somebody calling on you. Maybe you might even be living in America and say, oh, Edo State, oh, the card is on the table. It is now our turn. Come from America. Come and take. It's our turn. And this is here you are. Maybe you have not been to this state over the past 20, 30 years. But for the fact that your people say, oh, it's a turn by turn thing. Come and take. Even if you don't know what to do with it, it's our turn. Take it now.
Won't you be doing an injustice to some people in Edo Central who feel that they've been shortchanged? And this time around, after Edo North of Comrade Adams Oshiomhole 8 years and Godwin Obaseki of 8 years, that it should just be their turn naturally.
I think Edo State is one big family. We are beginning to clarify these issues. The truth is being unveiled on daily basis. ESA is integral part of Edo State. We have competent people in ESA to lead the state. But however, what we are talking about now is for us to first win the state back to APC. I keep answering this question of ESA people feeling marginalized, is their turn, is this? And it is not too correct.
You think so? I mean, the last time we had someone there was when Professor Anamero Dekeri was there, and it was just for a very few months.
Before Anamero Dekeri, there was a governor, one of the best governors the state has ever produced. We are talking of Professor Oshiomhole. He was from the central.
That was in the Second Republic.
Yes, of course. That is a democratically elected governor. So when we are talking about this thing, we should be sentimental about it. We should also look at the plight of other zones. Like I said, any candidate coming up, APC is throwing up now, should be a candidate that will be able to unite the state, develop the state across board without sentiment, attaching sentiment to this, bring us back to that our turn mentality. People tend to believe that your area can only be developed if you are the person that is that took the driver's seat. It shouldn't be so.
So what's your blueprint for Edo State? Why do you want to be governor of Edo State?
Edo State is my state. I love my state. I love my people. But the state we are now, the state of the state now, is really we are in it's a pity. The state is at the verge of complete failure.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by
we have a serving governor who's
what I mean by that
8 years.
A state where basic infrastructure have completely collapsed. In a modern state, Edo State, Benin, for instance, one of the most civilized city you can think of, dated back to centuries. By now, I expected that Benin City or our state capital, for instance, we are supposed to be thinking of building smart city. Benin is supposed to be upgraded to smart city. As much as we are building ourselves a smart home, a shared city of Benin. Comrade Adams Oshiomhole changed that word from Asia to modern city of Benin. The current administration has reversed that trend back to that Asia.
So what are you going to do differently if you have the opportunity?
Mr. Sambo, I am sure you saw what we passed through during the rainy season, during rainy season, where commercial activities have to be on standstill at the shortest downpour. We must fix our infrastructure. We are in a modern society. As long as technology is advancing, Edo has to be connected. Edo has to key in.
And so how do you intend to do that, actually?
Well, there are multiple options on the table. Okay? We can talk about direct investment. We talk about private-public partnership. We talk about, we have to, modern states that are growing today, they key into small and medium scale enterprises to bridge the gap between the inequality gap, to bridge it. What we have in the state presently, nobody is thinking about our teaming youth, skilled youth at that.
Well, maybe the governor and his team may disagree with you.
Well, that's
because you keep saying that Governor Obaseki has failed, and the government replies and says that they are doing better. We are talking about the obvious
reality. Okay? Recently, while we were campaigning for the House of Representatives, you could see what I was doing, what I promised the people, based on what I saw. Our medical facilities are no longer there. While Adams Oshiomhole was the governor of the state, he developed these facilities across the state. Our Benin Central Hospital, for instance, he built it to a world-class hospital. Today, as we speak, that hospital is not operating optimally.
And so one would wonder, why would you want to leave the Federal House of Representatives to actually decide to go become governor of Edo State? I mean, people say that federal lawmakers are really enjoying SUVs, lots of enjoyments here and there. Why do you want to leave Abuja and go back to Benin?
Personal comfort should be out of the table. The interest of the people should supersede our individual comfort. I am here to sacrifice my comfort for the collective good of my people of Edo State. Now, if we continue like this, from the way we are going, if we continue to pursue self, me mentality, without putting the broader picture of the entire populace into consideration, we will be headed to a very colossal failure. Now, we are talking of youths. every society agrees that the future of any society belongs to the youth. What plan do we have for these people? Children are graduating from university year in, year out. What is their plan?
Yeah, and those people are almost everywhere across the globe.
Yes.
So what will you be doing to ensure that they actually get the best of infrastructure, education, and all of that to actually stay home and contribute to the nation's development?
We by the grace of God, if elected, most of our sons and daughters in diasporas will have to come home. We will plan together to ensure that we have a state of our dream. A lot of them, they should bring their expertise to bear. Let us use this to develop our state. Let us use this to secure the future of our next generation. We will together have a roadmap, have a clear-cut blueprint to develop the state, because that will be our ultimate legacy. Real men should leave the society better than they met it. Our Edo State is in that lead of leadership, not people.
You don't think you can achieve that through the House of Representatives that you are in to push the Edo agenda from the federal level?
House of Representatives, we are lawmakers at the House of Representatives. We are talking of executive powers, where to execute to make this work. I don't want us to what we have these days. We shouldn't be looking for people to take the position of leadership to elevate their personal network mentality, pursue capitalists that is pursue things that they cannot really achieve.
Are you talking about Aswe Godalo?
No,
PDP. Who we hear that that's Governor Obaseki's favorite candidate.
We have seen over the years people coming to deceive the public. The few resources available to develop the state, using this to pursue personal net worth, competing with is unnecessary. You don't need that. We need to make our state work. We need to make the local communities have that sense of belonging, develop across board. Imagine as on electricity. As ordinary as getting power to charge mobile devices, our people are suffering of all of these things.
Yeah, but that's a federal function. And of course, we've seen that the Edo State have been trying to function properly in terms of investing in energy, including investing in petrol refineries and all of that.
Yeah, that is what we have in theory. But how practical is this? What has this thing brought to an ordinary Edo citizen? That is the question begging for answer.
All right, as we try to round off this conversation, Honorable Anamero, let's talk about the talk here and there that you are likely the preferred candidate of Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, who happens to be senator representing Edo North at the Senate. How true is that?
I'm just hearing this from you. Comrade Adams Oshiomhole is our leader. As much as I know, like every other person know, is a Democrat. He's not looking at, he's not a clannish person by any means. He's a Democrat, and we all agree, if you look at the process, how he has been handling it, allow the process, transparent process to run. We pass through stages where everybody contribute. Only last night, the National Working Committee of the party called us all to a meeting. It was not Adams Oshiomhole that called that meeting.
Yeah, but he was there.
No, he's a leader of the state. He has the right to be there. Of course, he's the leader. This is somebody who was one time the national chairman of the party. Who else could have been there if he was not there? That is to show you the extent of love he has for the party. For this that you have said, I think I don't like people dropping our leader's name just for the sake of it. I think, with due respect, I'm not sure that is the position.
Yeah,
it
but because the talks here and there that there's a decision by Adams Oshiomhole to ensure that the APC governorship candidate actually emerges from Edo North, despite the outcry by Edo Central people, and then of course some of the aspirants coming from Edo South.
With due respect, Mr. Sambo, I think that is a sheer blackmail. People have been trying to blackmail our leader to submission. You have seen what has been playing out over the years. No, I think with give it to him. Oshiomhole has been so transparent.
You are from Edo State.
No, sentimental.
If you eventually emerge, would you say that people wouldn't have some thinking that Oshiomhole had a role to play in your emergence? Is that what you're saying?
From the process going on now, from what since the beginning of the thing, if you ask me, I think I'm the most distant candidate to Adams Oshiomhole. If you ask me, in fairness,
but that doesn't mean that
no, you can't. You can't say it's not an autocrat. It's not. This is a democratic process. The people driving my cause you are seeing on the street, go to every street in Benin. They know who I am. They know how connected I've been. It is for the past 50 years. I have been connecting the people, try to bridge the gap between the people and the government. More especially the downtrodden, those the forgotten one in the society. These are what I was interfacing. In 2016, when Obaseki was coming in, the project that my foundation executed were the first project, built blocks of classroom across the donut. Those were the first project he commissioned. Was it Adams Oshiomhole that commissioned those projects? Right now, I am enrolling for 10,000 students. This is what I have done over the past 30 years, except that the number has increased now. You are aware that I have built roads. I'm not here to amplify my ego or to seek. This is not part of me. But I think the cry of Edo people looking for a governor who is connected to the people should not be truncated on the basis of sentiment. Adams Oshiomhole has done well. He did his best as a governor. Even if you see what he still crying for is the best for the state, to ensure that they deliver the state out of the grip of this visionless leadership we have right now. Here we are saying, I think I have to commend the Edo people. I commend their resilience. It goes to show that democracy is evolving. It got to show us that people are beginning to awake to their consciousness, how they choose their leader, not leader that will come and steal from the already impoverished society. So we are thinking when these people are agitating, we shouldn't ascribe it to somebody that is doing, one man that is doing his own thing.
So very quickly, before I let you go, Honorable Anamero, let's talk about the primary election that will be coming up next month. How prepared are you to actually withstand the heat? Because there are 29 of you, and getting a consensus looks like it may actually be pretty difficult. How prepared are you for that primary election?
Thank you very much, Mr. Sabo. This is where we started. This is where we started from. Like I told you, it is one thing to be prepared, and it's another thing for power to be a trusted or to be a true is it a force in you or you because it's your turn. By the grace of God, I am emotionally prepared, mentally prepared. The feeling I have for the masses has endeared me to them. They are there to support me, and by the grace of God. And by the grace of God, God give us this opportunity. The masses of Edo State will enthrone a government of the people, a government where the masses themselves will be the leaders, a government that will lead by example, not a government that will come to steal from the already impoverished masses.
Well, I had to ask you that question because in this primary election, you're going to have the likes of Adeyemi and then, of course, Professor Anamero Dekeri and all of that in this APC. How are you going to navigate through all of that to emerge, if you can? Or does being a House of Rep member give you a certain edge? What exactly have you been doing?
I only came to the House barely 6 months ago. Like I told you, from my private life, all my life I've been thinking of the welfare. The welfare, I'll be thinking of how to improve the lives of the people from my private, my private resources. I have told you the greatest joy, the day I feel fulfilled is the day I know I'm able to impart another person. This is what Edo people know me for. What I am asking is for them to give me the opportunity to expand this reach. By the grace of God, in terms of education, Edo State, we want Edo State to, we want the people will not play with our educational system. The primary school, the post-primary school that are wasting away right now. These are things that I am here to do. Over the past years, I've been supporting the education of the less privileged, because Mandela said it in his work that education is the greatest weapon we can use to change our world we can use to change the society for good. Today, if we are saying that people should hold government accountable, should hold people they elect to account, how can they do this if they don't know, if they are not educated to that effect? And by the grace of God, Edo State are asking for their own to lead them. The masses are asking for somebody who is connected with them to lead them. This is where we are.
All right, well, tough task ahead. Though the APC National Chairman Ganduje is saying that we have to take Edo back. Some people in the PDP are saying that they are all waiting for you, because Edo Nobi Lagos is going to come back again, and this time around it's going to be a tough battle, a really, really tough battle, because like last time, Edo Nobi Lagos, had a very prominent role to play in the elections. But we can only wish you all the best as you begin to prepare ahead of the primary election, because that's the one that comes first next month.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Asabo. I can assure you that this time you will be saying Edo State is better than Lagos. The one we are going into now, by the grace of God Almighty, who gives power, we are going to transform our state. All right. It will become a state that will be a talk of Nigeria, that every other state will keep behind. Thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Honorable Anamero Dekeri is a member representing the House of Representatives, and he's representing Esako federal constituency in the House of Representatives. And of course, he's one of the aspirants, one of the 29 governorship aspirants actually seeking for the ticket of the All Progressives Congress in the state, and that party is in the minority in Edo State. We must thank you so much for joining us.